Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another top 10 list. This was a request video, so I figured it was a great idea. I haven't done one in a while. Why not? So this is my top 10 Harrison Ford films. And again, it's not because they were the most popular, the most successful. My personal top 10 and why. So let's take a look.
Alright, so number 10 is going to go to American Graffiti, which is an early George Lucas film. Basically, it's about a bunch of teenagers in the 1950s, on a weekend night, and racing cars and hitting drive-ins and, drive-in restaurants, things to that kind of nature. Very cool, nostalgic film. Harrison plays a character by the name of Bob Falfey, or Falafa, or something like that, who was kind of a hick. He wore a cowboy hat and had a bit of a hick accent, and just one of the kids racing cars on a Friday and Saturday night. And I liked it. It's a good film. Definitely a fun one. Very different character. Alright, number 9 is going to go to Air Force One. And, it's not a bad film. It's kind of forced in places. And he plays the President of the United States. Air Force One gets hijacked. And, of course, he's got to be the badass president that defeats the terrorists. And, of course, the famous line, "Get off my plane." And it's not the best movie, but I will watch it when it comes on television. Alright, so number 8 is going to go to Clear and Present Danger. It was one of the Tom Clancy novels converted to film. It's the third one of the Jack Ryan books, I believe. I think Patriot Games came out before this one. And of course, the first one was A Hunt for Red October, which I really loved, but that starred Alec Baldwin. And frankly, I think Harrison Ford did a better job in the title role of Jack Ryan. But this has always been my favorite of the two Harrison Ford films. So I'm not sure why I liked it. Maybe it's William Dafoe as the bad guy that really kind of brings me into this one. But definitely a good movie. Again, something I always watch when it comes on television. Number 7 is going to go to The Fugitive. I really, really do like this film. I thought this was a great adaptation of the old television series. Was never a fan of the TV series, but I do like this movie. I think Harrison Ford does a great job in it. I love Tommy Lee Jones. Joey Pants is really good in this movie. This is one I've got on Blu-ray. I gotta watch when it's on television. Just a really good film from Harrison Ford, and very different from a lot of the other films that he's done. Great film, can't say anything wrong about it. Alright, number 6 is going to be Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And a lot of people don't like this movie. I thought it was pretty fun. It was nice to see Indiana Jones come back. I like how it was set in the 50s. Obviously, Jones is older. They make a lot of jokes to the fact that, they're getting older, and just really good stuff. It was actually supposed to be Indiana Jones and the Saucermen, because it was in the 50s, and Spielberg and Lucas wanted to do, aliens, flying saucers type of thing, because it was big in the 50s. And I liked that. That was a nice tie-in. And everybody panned this because it was so different. Oh, aliens, it's so hokey. But you know what? I liked it. Think about it. The first one was about Ark of the Covenant with these ghosts in it. You've got the second one, a voodoo guy pulling hearts out, and the third one's about the Holy Grail. Nothing about these films are realistic. Get over it, people. It was a fun adventure. And it had nods to the original. I loved the Ark showing up with a cameo in it. Seeing a picture of Sean Connery. Just a lot of nostalgic moments in it. It was really fun. I could even stomach Shia LaBeouf in it. I loved Marion coming back in the film. Just all kinds of good stuff. And you know what? It's not a bad Jones movie. So we'll see what happens with the next one. But I dig it. I think it's a pretty fun one. And I like how the aliens were the aliens from, well, Close Encounters, basically. So definitely good stuff, and that's why it's number 6. Alright, so in the top 5, at number 5, we've got Return of the Jedi. Probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Star Wars film. Definitely had some great Han Solo moments in it. Him going down on Endor, really fun, really cool. I loved the development of the character, him coming to terms with his relationship with Leia. Of course, they have to go get him from Jabba the Hutt at the beginning of the film, and him being blind left a lot of really good comical moments. You can't go wrong with this film at all. And him and the Ewoks, absolutely hysterical. Just all-around good times. And, well, that's why it's number 5. All right, number 4 is going to go to Raiders of the Lost Ark. Love this movie. Actually, I have this movie poster. I need to start reviewing my movie posters. But yeah, this is where Indiana Jones starts. It's great fun. He's basically Han Solo in the 1940s. And when Spielberg and Lucas were making this movie, they were like, we really need somebody like Han Solo. So Spielberg was like, well, why don't you just get Harrison Ford? And they did, and it was magic. Of course, Tom Selleck was rumored to have been eyed at for the role, but it's Harrison Ford all the way. And I love all the Star Wars references through these films, like R2-D2 and the hieroglyphs and the pyramid in this film. Club Obi-Wan in the second movie, the Boba Fett scream in the third one, and of course in the fourth one, it's I've got a bad feeling about this, when they walk into all the different aliens, which of course is a Han Solo line. But definitely great, an absolute classic. I love this movie. Went to the, was it 30th anniversary release of this, and saw it again at the theater last year, and it was as good then as it was the first time. So definitely a must-have in the top 5. So number 3's got to go to Blade Runner. Love this movie. This is a sci-fi classic. Just the dark future imagery of the city that he's in, just absolutely great. Of course, he plays Decker, who is an investigator. He's kind of charged with finding these androids, and we don't know if was it Sean Young, if her character is an android, or she is an android, I believe, and Harrison's trying to save her. Ends up kind of a weird, twisted love story. I mean, this is just a very dark film, very film noir, just really good stuff, very different from the other sci-fi films that he's done, and the character is just unlike any of the others, and they're actually talking about doing a sequel, which I'm kind of interested in, but absolutely love this movie. I've got most of the, anniversary edition, special editions versions of this, and it's just really great fun, and I believe there's a joke about this on Big Bang Theory, if I'm not mistaken, but definitely a top 5 must-have, and very different from the Star Wars and Indiana Jones films, and you can't go wrong with it. Absolutely not. Alright, so my number 2 Harrison Ford film has got to be The Empire Strikes Back. Arguably one of the best, or if not the best, Star Wars film in the entire franchise. I know it is a huge fanboy favorite. I loved it for the longest time and considered it my favorite, but Jedi just has, in recent years, won out to me. But as far as Han Solo goes, this movie is all about Han Solo and Harrison Ford's character. We really get to see him developed. The scenes on Hoth at the beginning with Luke are great. His relationship with Princess Leia just kind of evolves. The scenes where they're in the giant space worm and the asteroid, the Falcon never working, is just all around great. And of course, Boba Fett capturing him at the end and giving us one of the best cliffhangers of all time. This is a quintessential Harrison Ford film. There is no doubts about that, and that's why it's number 2. And my number 1 spot has got to go to Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It was very difficult to decide Han Solo or Indiana Jones, and Jones won out. And the reason I picked this film, it is probably my favorite of all the Indiana Jones films, mainly because Harrison Ford was essentially at his peak performance, I think, physically and acting-wise. He was a huge star at this point. I think this was the pinnacle of his career. And, you know, Sean Connery as his dad, lots of great humor in it. You know, we named the dog Indiana, which was George Lucas's dog, who was the influence of Chewbacca. So it's kind of nice tie-in all together with Han Solo and Jones. And just, I mean, it's a great film. It's really fun. They're going after the Holy Grail. You've got the Nazis in it. Just all-round great adventure. Classic Steven Spielberg stuff. I mean, it's just, this is probably one of Spielberg's best films, I think, up until Jurassic Park. And I don't know, that's just me. But absolutely great. Love this film. I never tire of watching it. I think Connery and Ford have a great chemistry in it. And it just really, really showcases Indiana Jones. So there it is, my top 10 Harrison Ford films, and, well, why I love them. So thanks for watching, guys, and if you have a suggestion, another top 10 list of actors, let me know. I'd love to hear it, and if it's a good one, I might actually do it. So thanks for watching, and look for more videos in the future.